Do you want to know how you can make money taking photos with the Premise app and if it's even worth it? Then this video is for you. My name is Michael and I love testing different ways to make some extra money, and many have asked me for an updated Premise review, so therefore I decided to record this one where I'll give you an inside look of the app and show both the pros and the cons so you know exactly what to expect before deciding whether this is the right earning opportunity for you or not. So let's start by going over who can join, because Premise is an app, so you need to use a phone for it. It is available both through the App Store and through Google Play, so you can use it both for iOS and Android devices. It is available in a little bit more than 70 countries, so it is available in a lot of different countries. Exactly how many earning opportunities can vary depending on your location, and within a certain country also, usually if you are closer to a bigger city, there will be more earning opportunities. I'll show you exactly how to find them once I log in, but this is just so you understand who can join and the basic of it. So let me now log in and then we'll take a closer look at how it works and how you can earn. So I have now logged into the Premise app, and it's just fairly easy to use. You can just go to the task dashboard here and then you can scroll and see it. There are some other ways where you can actually see the exact tasks, but this one gives a little bit more information. There can be some things that I can't show you the details of each task because some of it is confidential, so I can't actually click it and show you there, but you can see that for example, if I scroll down here, there are some surveys, and then up here these are more locate. Locate means that, for example, in this one it would be like foreign signs, posters and billboards in your local area. It says 5 to 10 minutes, but be aware that of course it also requires you to go and find them, so it will in reality take quite a bit more time, and the reward for this one here would be the equivalent of around like $45 or so. The next one here, you see, then this one would unlock higher paying tasks. So some of these tasks here, and that's the same with the surveys, they don't actually pay. For example, you can see this one unpaid, because they will just allow you to potentially get access to higher paying tasks. Some of them, this one for example, it does pay, but it is mainly for unlocking higher paying tasks, but I need to go and locate something, and then I'll get not even $1, but then it can potentially unlock higher paying tasks. And many of the tasks are these where I need to go and locate something in the local area and take pictures of it also. So they do all this for market research purposes. Personally, I don't really like this whole thing about unpaid tasks to unlock higher paying opportunities. I find that it's a little bit strange, but anyways, that's just something you need to be aware of, because you kind of do need to use those ones or take those opportunities to increase your earning opportunities. But let's look a little bit more into how you can potentially find these different options in your local area to get a full overview. So this is where you have the overview. This is what they actually call list mode. There is also a map mode, but that doesn't work well for me. If I click it there, it doesn't really show much, even if I scroll or filter it or so, but theoretically it should work there, but it might also work for you. Of course, you need to make sure to also give them access to your location for them to do this, so that's one important thing. But for me, it just doesn't quite work. Maybe it's just a bug with my phone or what, but that's something that you can do there. But I personally also do think that it actually gives a better overview if you use this list. Just be aware that in addition to sharing your location, they will ask for some other permissions also. When you first join, they actually ask you for permission to managing your call, meaning that they are able to actually make calls from your phone. They also explain that they won't actually do that, but it is to check the connectivity like Wi-Fi and cell tower data in your area. That's what they explain. Whether you feel comfortable about sharing that. In general, I don't like apps access to managing my phone calls, but they say they won't misuse it or anything, but it's just something to be aware of. You would need to give them access to that to be able to actually earn from this app. But this is how it works. Some of the tasks do pay decently. Just be aware that the time estimate, usually it will take more time because you need to, in most cases, go to certain areas. But let's talk about how you can get paid, because you of course also need to consider that before deciding whether you should use this option or not. So when it comes to the payout options, you can go to the wallet and then you will see the option in your country, because this can vary depending on the country you live in. But in many countries, it allows crypto payments and PayPal payments. But I have also seen that in some countries, I think you can also get paid in Payoneer. But the payout threshold also depends, because from what I've been able to find out, it seems that in some countries it's around $5 for PayPal even. Please, if you have tested it or are planning to test it, share the country you live in, the payout threshold for the different payout options in a comment. That would be great to hear, because that can be a little bit confusing, so it'd be great to get a full overview of. But anyways, as you can see that here, for example, for Coinbase, this is like the equivalent of like $7-8 I would need to earn, but for PayPal this would be equivalent to around $70 that I would need to earn to get paid via PayPal. That's an extremely high payout threshold. Again, this can vary a lot from country to country. For me, this is definitely not great, but I do think that it's great as an alternative. They do offer crypto with a lower payout threshold. I just think that the payout threshold in my country anyways for PayPal is ridiculously high. So that's my personal opinion. I don't understand why it has to be this high. So to sum it all up, I think Premise has some interesting tasks, like going in your local area, taking some pictures. You can even unlock tasks where you need to go and interview people. And some of the tasks are also paid decently. But I don't really like that you need to sometimes take these unpaid tasks to qualify for the higher paying tasks. And you do need to be aware that the time estimate in general will take longer. That might be for the task itself once you are there, but you do need to go to certain locations. So to optimize the earnings from this one, you need to be clever about your planning, and it's not worth it if you have to like spend a lot of time and maybe even money on transportation to go to certain locations. But if you happen to live in an area where they happen to have a lot of tasks, so you can just walk there in a few minutes, then it can be a decent way to earn some extra money. But you do need to consider that in some countries, it does have a very high payout threshold if you want to get paid in cash. As mentioned, that does seem to vary a lot depending on the country you live in. But overall, I think it can be a decent and a fun way to earn a little bit extra. You just do need to plan cleverly and do it with the right expectations. If you want to see more about Premise in writing, if you prefer just reading something about this, I also have a full written review on my website. I'll leave that below. I also there have a list of the best gig economy jobs where you can do different tasks in your local area. I will leave a link to that also. And if you just prefer these like surveys where you don't have to go to specific areas, I do have a list of the best survey apps also. I will leave a link to that below also, so then you can check that out depending on your preferences. But no matter what, I hope this video helped you figure out if Premise is for you or not. And if it did, make sure to hit the like button, and also don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out next time I release a video with tips and tricks about different ways to make money online.